These ducks always have a warm place to sleep because they're best friends with a bunch of dogs. They're a huge dog-duck family. And things can get pretty wild. Ducks laying their necks on dogs' heads. Ducks jumping onto dogs' backs. They love being together. Even if it sometimes means getting a big beak in their mouth. That's how you know they're best animal friends. Don and Gertie were adopted when they were only 2 days old. The dogs, Jake and Rose, were so curious about the fluffy little ducks, who were so tiny and also brave. It didn't take long to fall totally in love with the teeny ducks. And the ducks loved them right back. They trusted the gentle dogs with their whole duck hearts. They even stuck their beaks inside the dogs' mouths. Before long, the baby ducks and big dogs were inseparable. They cuddled together when they were cold, put on costumes, and even shared food. Every day, they found somewhere new to explore. "Excuse me, that is my watermelon!" As they grew up, the ducks started to need their own space. So they moved to the Duck Palace. A whole building just for ducks, and also their dog friends, who come to visit almost every afternoon. One day, they noticed that the house was getting a little more crowded. "Hey, who let this baby in here?" The ducks and dogs weren't sure what to do with a new human in their pack. They only knew how to hang out with ducks and dogs, but eventually they figured it out and snuggled, played in the grass, and put on more costumes. And made the baby an honorary duck. Or maybe an honorary dog? It doesn't matter. Because whether you're a tiny duck learning to walk, a big dog watching where you step, or a baby, you know a friend when you see them. And Don, Gertie, Jack, Rose, and now a baby know for sure they're best animal friends. At first, George the dog was truly confused by this little pink blob. He was like, "Are you a pillow with legs? Or a pink puppy?" "She's a piglet, George. And her name is Debbie." Even though he'd never seen a pig before, George knew right away that he really liked Debbie, no matter what she was. And she liked him right back. Now they're obsessed with each other. And of course, best animal friends. When Debbie arrived, she was a teeny tiny little pig. But George didn't see her that way. He was just kind of like, "Oh, a baby, all right." George knew that the little baby needed love and kisses and to snuggle up in the warm, cozy fur of a big brother. So that's what he became. Debbie loved having Big Brother George around. He was so calm and steady. He made her feel so safe. George was also the perfect pig-sized mountain to climb. And he'd keep an eye on Debbie when she went zipping around the yard. And then, when she'd least expect it, he'd chase right after her. "Ooh, I'm gonna get you, you pink pillow!" And George loved spending time with his little sister Debbie, even when she stopped being little. She is so big now. But George still looks after her. Because once you're a big brother, you're always a big brother. It doesn't matter how gigantic your little sister gets, or whether or not she's a pig. George is there for Debbie no matter what. For chase time, or nap time, or even side-by-side time. He's the best big brother a pig of any size could ask for. This tiny squirrel has a big brother. A very big brother. Okay, they weren't born brothers, but they're brothers now. Just look at them play and wrestle. They never hurt each other. Why? Because they're best animal friends. Tommy the squirrel always wants to play. He follows Jack around doing whatever he does. Their favorite thing is playing hide and seek together outside. Ready or not, here comes Jack. Even when Tommy gets really crazy, Jack is very patient. Tommy was rescued when he was just a tiny baby. This guy found him outside. He saw 2 gray squirrels chasing a tiny red squirrel. It was poor little Tommy. The man went over and reached out his hand, and Tommy jumped right in. Tommy was scared and very cold, but he started to feel warm and cozy in the man's hands and finally fell asleep. The man noticed that Tommy had trouble getting around. He would run sideways and sometimes even fall down. That's just the way Tommy is. Oh, careful, Tommy. He's still pretty fast, though. Time for a water break. Hey, wait for me. Is that corn on the cob for squirrels? Pretty soon, Tommy met Jack the cat. Jack had been rescued, too. He was a stray looking for a home. Jack is very gentle, and he loved his little brother right away. But sometimes things can get a little crazy. Like Tommy will pounce on Jack. And then Jack will wrestle Tommy. But if they play too rough, Tommy will squeak. And then Jack always lets him go. But why are they best friends? Maybe it's because Tommy never gives up. Even when he has trouble sitting on his back legs while he eats, oopsie, he doesn't seem to mind. And neither does Jack. These two like each other just the way they are. I guess that's why they're best animal friends. Psst, Tommy, behind you. It's your best friend, Jack. This is Oscar the dog. And here's his little baby, Zan. Wait. A dog who's dad to a pig? How'd that happen? Well, Zan might not look like a puppy, but her dog dad will always take care of her. These two are best animal friends. Oscar is a big dog with a big heart. One day, Oscar's mom brought home a surprise. It was a furry little black piglet. That was Zan. Zan was just a tiny baby, and she needed someone to take care of her. As soon as Oscar saw her, he could tell she needed a family. So his big doggy heart grew even bigger. And he was like, "Me! I'll help! I can be her family! I'll do it!" From that moment on, Oscar was the big dog dad, and Zan was his little pig baby. Oscar took such good care of her and taught her all the things a piglet needs to know. Like how to lick food off a spoon. And where to find the best toys. And give the biggest hugs. He also taught Zan how to run around outside. And run, and run, and run. Until they were all tired out. Oh, maybe not. Oscar, wake up! Oscar, wake up! Oscar, wake up! Hey, get up! I'm not done playing. And Oscar always made sure Zan stayed safe. Hey, not over there, little buddy. You'll get lost. And then something pretty cool happened. Zan started to grow up. But she didn't just grow. She grew huge. Zan, you're bigger than me. Now that Zan is bigger, they're not just a dog daddy and a pig baby. They're also a dog best friend and a pig best friend. They still love each other just as much. And they still do everything together. And Oscar still looks out for her. Ooh, Zan, you are looking dirty. Let me give you a bath. But not everything is the same. Because now that Zan is gigantic, they can do all sorts of new extra things. Like go on walks away from home. And go swimming. And, sing songs together. Would we call that singing? Maybe. But no matter how things change, Zan will always love Oscar. And Oscar will always love Zan. Because he knows the bigger she gets, the more there is to love. And she'll always be his baby, no matter what. This pup's got a fuzzy little guinea pig shadow who follows her everywhere she goes. And I mean everywhere. Even though he sometimes gets a little too close. This dog and guinea pig are still best animal friends. Meet big sister Pippin and her little brother Frankenstein. From the moment Frank met Pippi, he knew he wanted to be just like her. I mean, look at her. She's the coolest. The closer Frankenstein can be to his big sister Pippin, the happier he is. When he cozies up next to her, he feels warm and safe and loved. So whenever you see Pippin, you know that Frankenstein isn't far behind. He follows her up on the couch, down on the rug, and even outside. But sometimes Frankenstein forgets that he's so much smaller than Pippin. So when he does follow his big sister outside, he has to wear a safety balloon so everyone can see him. I mean, look at that. It is 100% adorable. And he loves it. As long as he can be with Pippin, he's the happiest guinea pig in the world. And even though it can sometimes get a little annoying for Pippin to have her little bro around all the time. Can I sniff you? Can I sniff you? Could I please sniff you? Pippin wouldn't trade her life with Frankenstein for anything. She's proud to be his sister. And she loves him so much. She gets sad when Frankenstein needs his alone time. And hates it when his door is closed. But they never stay apart for too long. Then it's back to playing the couch game together. And eating celery snacks. And cuddling. So yes, Pippin has a little guinea pig shadow who follows her wherever she goes. But he's way more than that. He's her little brother and her favorite playmate. And she's his big sister. And that's what makes Pippin and Frankenstein best animal friends. Lando is so excited because his best friend is coming to say hi. His best friend, a rat, named Michael. Lando is obsessed with Michael. Like, his love for him is on another level. And Michael the rat loves him right back. These two aren't afraid to show everybody that a rat and a dog can be best animal friends. Lando basically behaves like a runaway balloon. He darts around a lot. It's just the way he is. When he was growing up, Lando lived in a few different homes. But then he found a family who was very patient.
Lando, good boy.
And who loved him for who he is. And, oh yeah, the family had a rat. Who became his brother. No one knew if a dog and a rat were going to get along. So their parents were ready for them to be like, no thanks. But it was a perfect match. I guess Lando and Michael were both looking for a friend. Because when they found each other, they were like, I'm never leaving. I am staying right here with you forever. Now, they even have their own special way of talking to each other. If Michael is in his cage and Lando wants to play, he shoves his nose in to say, let's hang out. And if Lando is feeling anxious or maybe too excited, Michael can help Lando feel relaxed just by sitting by his side. Hey buddy, let me help you calm down. And he always makes sure that no one bothers him while he's sleeping. It's an easy job. Lando is a very heavy sleeper. But life with Lando isn't sleepy all the time. Not even close. There's a lot of jumping from couch to couch. And playing Find the Rat. Hey, where's Michael? There you are, little buddy. And sometimes they even go on trips. Grand trips. To the Grand Canyon. That's right. Michael and Lando visited the Grand Canyon and had a blast. Think about how many bones I could fit in there. Michael and Lando just get each other. They know when their friend is sad and blue, and how a little extra love can make him feel better. They tell each other their secrets and give each other courage to try new things. But mostly they make each other feel special, the way only best friends do. Who could have guessed that these two, a wild and crazy dog, and a little rat named Michael, would be so close? I guess all it takes is a little trust, a little patience, and a lot of love. The secret ingredients for best animal friends. If you want to see the cutest thing ever, just take a look at these two. One is a dog, one is a cat, but they kind of look alike, don't they? They love to snuggle up together and even dress up together. They're basically just the world's softest cuddle puddle. And oh yeah, best animal friends. From the day they met, Bubba the dog just wanted to give kisses to little Roo. And little Roo just wanted to snuggle him right back. It was so cute. Bubba would make sure Roo didn't fall into his water bowl, which is so big that it could be a swimming pool for kittens. He would cuddle with her during the daytime and tuck her into bed at night. Good night, Bubba. Good night, Roo. Then in the morning, they'd snuggle all over again. And as Roo grew up, some of the snuggling turned into play. And wrestling. And running around in circles. Okay, this is making me dizzy. Now they play hide and seek, and Bubba will be like, ready or not, here I come, Roo. Found ya. Ooh, hey, I have another idea. Let's play ball. Sometimes they go outside for a walk, to see the sights and smell the smells. They even spend holidays together, like the 4th of July and Halloween. And of course, they are always the guest of honor at each other's birthday parties.
Happy birthday to Bubba. Happy birthday, dear Bubba. Happy birthday to you.
Bubba and Roo are so famously cute, they even got in the newspaper. Celebrity sighting. But that's not what makes their friendship so special. What's special is how they treat each other. With so much kindness.
Give her kisses. Give her kisses.
And so many snuggles. And endless playtime. And just being there for each other. Bubba and Roo, best animal friends forever. Hemingway is pretty much your average goose. Except his best friend is a mini horse named Waffles, who he loves so much. And even though it's kind of weird for a goose and a mini horse to hang out every second of their lives, these guys don't care one bit. Why would you, when you're best animal friends? Hemingway is your classic overprotective brother. Look, you want to talk to Waffles? You gotta go through me first.
Excuse me.
Waffles, on the other hand, is a bit of a free spirit. He loves to run outside, roll on the floor, and do whatever this is. So how did a horse and a goose get to be such good friends? Waffles and Hemingway grew up together in an animal shelter, a place where people take care of animals who don't have homes. Even though they liked living in the shelter, they really wanted a family to adopt them. A family ready for a mini horse and a goose. Because Waffles won't go anywhere without his goose. And Hemingway won't go anywhere without his horse. Waffles comes with me, understand? Okay. Then one day, people who lived on a big farm came to the shelter. Before they knew it, they were in love with Waffles and Hemingway and decided to adopt them both. The friends were so excited to get to their new home. Hemingway got a little nervous when he was carried to the car first. He hated being away from Waffles and let everybody know it. He was like, "Well, Waffles is coming, right? Right?" Of course he was. Soon, Waffles and Hemingway arrived at their new home on the farm. They got to check the place out. Waffles got to meet other horses too, bigger horses, and this goat. All the other farm animals came to say hi. This is Peabody. He's like, "Welcome home, boys." At first, Hemingway got a little jealous of Waffles' new friends. "Hey, buddy, this is my horse. Move along." But eventually he came around because he saw how much Waffles loved their new home. And their new backyard. And their new friends and family. And Hemingway is cool with whatever makes Waffles happy. He's a good goose brother like that. I guess you could say they fit in pretty quickly. Soon Hemingway was telling Peabody what to do. You know, in a cute goose overprotective brother way. And Waffles started training to become a therapy horse who looks after other people. Kinda like how Hemingway looks after Waffles, and now all the other animals on the farm. But even though everybody is very busy now, Waffles and Hemingway still make time for each other. Because nothing can ever replace that special bond between a mini horse and his goose. These brothers are best animal friends. This is Cooper the dog. And this is, hang on, so tiny. Look at those little paws. Look at that little nose. Trying to get it together here. All right, let's do this again. This is Cooper the dog. And this teeny tiny little cat is Minnie the kitten. And they are best animal friends. Cooper used to be the only pet in his family. But he got pretty lonely with no one else to play with. His mom thought he needed a friend. So one day, she came home with a mysterious black bag. When Cooper saw the bag, he didn't know what to think. First, he stared at it. Then, he sniffed it. And then he started to wag his tail because he knew something special was about to happen. And he was right, because Minnie was in the bag. Cooper's like, "You're the tiniest thing I've ever seen. Do you want to be my friend?" And Minnie was like, "Boop, boop." And Cooper was like, "Slurp, slurp." And that was it. They were best friends forever. At first, Minnie was a little shy because her new best friend was so big. "Hey, buddy, give me some space." But soon she realized all the things she could do with a best friend who was a giant. Like, have you ever napped on your friend? So cozy. And because Cooper was so big, Minnie could ride on top of him like a horse. And pretty soon, Minnie forgot that she was tiny and Cooper was big. In fact, she started to think she was the big one. "I am a giant kitty!" A big, brave, giant kitty. "Take that, you tiny dog!" But Cooper doesn't mind. He's just happy when Minnie's around. Because these two best friends know it doesn't matter who's big or small. It matters who you are. And these guys are two peas in a pod. Well, one giant doggy pea and one very tiny kitten pea. In other words, best animal friends.
Dodo Kids. Help the kittens find the subscribe button.